Welcome, everyone. This is Women Sing Out Against Nuclear Madness, sponsored by the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle. We'll talk more later about what PMN is. But for now, we've got a wonderful group of women getting ready to sing for you. And I'm going to turn this over to Charlene Leahy, our host for the first half of this concert.
Thank you so much, Joanne, and welcome to everyone who is tuning in and to our artists. On this day, 81 years ago, August 9th, 1945, a second nuclear bomb was dropped on the civilian population of Nagasaki, a city in Japan, by the US military. As we pause for a few minutes of reflection to remember those who perished that awful morning, as well as those who survived the awful aftermath, I welcome our first artist, Diane Doolittle, to perform a flute solo rendition of Little Girl of Hiroshima, a musical prayer for peace. Diane Doolittle. Thank you, Diane. Sarah Pirtle is our next performer, and we're asking each performer to about the perform the name of a song, who the songwriter might be. I now have the honor of introducing.
I'm so very glad to have a moment to honor Diane. Thank you for that beautiful, resonant song that really helped us reflect and honor disarmament and honor what happened in Nagasaki 81 years ago. Thank you, Diane. I'm going to use a bit of a native flute. My song is called Peace Drum, and I wrote it to honor the Buddhist monks of the Leverett Peace Pagoda. They, this year, on the commemoration of Hiroshima on Thursday, they began a walk, and that's their offering. The song begins about one monk beating on a drum. I want to tell you how the walks and their peace pagodas began. In Japan, the 60th birthday is like a rebirth, and Venerable Nichidatsu Fuji His 60th birthday was on the day of the Hiroshima bombing. He took that deep inside, and he began a calling 2 years later to create peace pagodas. There are now 80 in the world. And when the monks chant with their drums, you've often seen them on peace walks, they chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. It means they are offering divine medicine from the heart of the Buddha to help humanity restore our hearts, our minds, our bodies to become whole beings. Their chant is meant to awaken that medicine in our hearts. One monk beating on a drum, guiding us away from hatred. One monk beating on a drum, bringing us home to the sacred here, the sacred then, lighting this world with friend to friend. The sacred here, the sacred then, lighting this world from friend to friend. We hear the beating of the drum, guiding us away from hatred. We hear the beating of the drum, bringing us home to the sacred now, the sacred then, lighting this world from friend to friend. The sacred now, the sacred then, lighting this world from friend to friend. At our Hiroshima vigil this week, I paused to give people a chance to echo. So although everyone's on mute, so we won't hear each other, but I want to give you a chance to echo me back, so I'll be singing each line twice. Many hearts beating like a drum. Try it with me. Many hearts beating like a drum, moving away from hatred, moving away from hatred. Many hearts beating like a drum, many hearts beating like a drum, coming back home to the sacred, coming back home to the sacred now, the sacred then, lighting this world from friend to friend. The sacred now, the sacred then, lighting this world from friend to friend. Sister Claire Carter, 1977 in Boston, at the day of Nagasaki, first heard Kato Shonin playing the drum, and it stirred her so much that she joined the order, Nipponzai Myohoji, and she's been a crucial person working with Kato Shonin to create the very first peace pagoda on Turtle Island. I close my section with more flute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I would now like to introduce the next performer, dear wonderful songwriter, Pat LaManna.
Thank you, Shar and Sarah. That was just beautiful. The flute and the song, the melody, the words just really touched me. So thank you for that. It's just beautiful. And now for something completely different. This is a protest song, a song that was written in 1958. And I learned it, I think, back then or close to it. It's called Don't You Hear the H-Bomb's Thunder, and it was written for the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament, which was a British peace organization. And they had a march called the Aldermaston March, a ban the bomb march that started over Easter in Britain in 1958 with some 9,000 participants. John Brunner wrote the song. He was just beginning his long career as a science fiction writer, and you can read about him in Wikipedia, when he joined the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament. And the chorus, it's to the tune of Miner's Lifeguard, which many of you probably know. And the chorus is easy to pick up, so behind your little mute buttons, you can all sing along. I'll start with the first verse though. Don't you hear the H-bomb's thunder echo like the crack of doom, while they rend the skies asunder, fallout makes the earth a tomb. Do you want your homes to tumble, rise in smoke up towards the sky? Will you let your cities crumble? Will you see your children die? Here's the chorus. Men and women, stand together. Do not heed the men of war. Make your mind up now or never. Ban the bomb forevermore. Tell the leaders of the nations, make the whole wide world take heed. Poison from the radiations strikes at every race and creed. Must you put mankind in danger, murder folks in distant lands? Will you bring death to a stranger? Have his blood upon your hands. Men and women, stand together. Do not heed the men of war. Make your mind up, make your mind up now or never. Ban the bomb forevermore. Shall we lay the world in ruin? Only you can make the choice. Stop and think of what you're doing. Join the march and raise your voice. Time is short, we must be speedy. We can see the hungry filled. House the homeless, help the needy. Shall we blast or shall we build? Men and women, stand together. Do not heed the men of war. Make your mind up, make your mind up now or never. Ban the bomb forevermore. One more time on the chorus. Men and women, band together. Do not heed the men of war. Make your mind up now or never. Ban the bomb forevermore. Even as a kid, I realized how really well crafted that song is. And I think it helped make me a better songwriter, listening to the ABAB rhyme scheme and all of that.
Right. Oh, Pat, I've never heard that song before, and I'm very moved. And am I correct? Did that song get written in 1958?
Yep.
And how relevant is it now?
Right. I may post that to the PMN.
Please. Oh, okay. You've been muted, but thank you so much. That was amazing. And I'll let Sarah take it from here. Sarah Underhill will next perform, and you might want to comment on the previous.
Thank you, Charlene. Thanks. And Pat, as usual, you've done your homework on this stuff. I'd never heard that that version of Miner's Life either. And of course, it's a great rousing tune that is, very lends itself very well to different causes with a real upbeat sound to it. So thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to do a song that I wrote probably not long after 9/11. This is my friend Des. He's here too. So, um, it's a true story. The story starts back in 1850, and it's kind of a ghost story. It's called Grandfather's Trees. They were technically not my grandfather's trees, but kind of close because I wrote it about some trees which were planted in 1850 by my Quaker great 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 uncle. He lived on the shores of the Hudson River, not far from where the Indian Point power plant is. And he's planted these 4 trees. They're a species of tree called the English yew tree, and they are known to live to be over 1,000 years old when conditions are right for them. So not long after 9/11, a friend of mine just casually sort of said, those planes that flew into the Twin Towers flew straight down the Hudson River. They navigated by the river to get to their goal. And they could have just as easily immolated themselves on Indian Point and wrecked their destruction there. But so that was yet another reason to shut down all such facilities. But so I kind of, the trees are still there, and I wrote this song about them. Down in a green and flowering valley, beside the river from the lake of tears, Grandfather planted 4 young yew trees to watch his farmhouse and his children dear. With peace and gentleness and justice, the wandering freed slave he took in. This village by the bounteous river became a haven for his friends and kin. And when they laid him on the hillside in an unmarked humble Quaker's grave, a silent prayer was sent to heaven. May you all live in peace and unafraid. May you all live in peace and unafraid. And long life to the yew trees. May they flourish for 1,000 years. Time as the river flowing onward removed all traces of the family home. The trees kept watch upon the hillside, their roots now mingled with grandfather's bones. Upriver now a glowing furnace to split the atom for the nation's work. A mighty power plant was built there, beside the river where it quenched its thirst. And still he asks me to remember, these words are whispered on the river's breeze. Take care, my children, keep this valley well. Murmur the branches of grandfather's trees. Murmur the branches of grandfather's trees. And long life to the yew trees. May they flourish for 1,000 years. Still standing, bearing silent witness, as the gentle Quakers had of old. The trees now grown to living towers, reaching to heaven where the clouds unfold. And on a clear September morning, 2 silver missiles full of martyred souls came hurtling southward o'er the yew trees, in deadly desperation found their goal. And as we gathered by the river, smoke from the burning towers dimmed the skies. Our tears and prayers went up to heaven. Let us not be the evil we despise. Let us not be the evil we despise. And the wind in the yew trees held the sorrows of 1,000 years. The trees do ask my heart this question. The bones beneath their branches know no rest. What if the plains had sought the power plant? They're plunging down to lay the land to waste. If that atomic furnace melted, a cloud of sorrow then would stalk the land. My yew trees would stand dead and voiceless, keeping blind watch above the barren sand. These buried bones and roots below me cry out a warning so that all may hear. With the free will that God does grant us, shut down these mad machines of death and fear. Shut down these mad machines of death and fear. And long life to the yew trees. May they flourish for 1,000 years. Yes, long life to the yew trees. May they flourish for 1,000 years. Thanks.
Okay, somebody's supposed to.
So I'm not sure.
Laura Sue,
Sure.
the Silver Nightingale, and she will introduce her partner. Laura Sue?
Oh, thank you so much. Sarah, that was amazing. It was so, you did such a beautiful job of combining the contemporary situation and the ancient trees and the music. I mean, it was just, that was so evocative and so powerful. That was a great song. And yeah, Indian Point Power Plant, it's something a lot of us have been working to shut down for a long time and actually managed to do so. Thank God. But there's so much more. And then as Pat said, and now for something completely different. I've always felt that if people really understood how completely ridiculous and dangerous, super dangerous nuclear technology is, they would literally just laugh it off the planet. I mean, it is laughable if you actually pay attention to how dangerous this, not just the weapons, but the plants, the waste, everything, the mining, it's all super dangerous. So I wrote a funny song. And the only reason that we're even still fighting this is because a few people can make a massive amount of money from it. That is the main reason why this is still an ongoing issue. And we need that money for other things. When I wrote this song in 1979, not quite as old as that other one that was mentioned, but I wrote it with the word millions in it, and then later I changed it to billions, and just now, getting ready for this, I changed it to trillions. So it just kind of gives you the through line of the situation with nuclear plants. So I just want to let you all know that this does have a sing-along chorus. I think you'll pick it right up. And there's a participatory nuclear war in the middle, so I expect you all to take part, because if there ever is one, that's what the situation will be. We will all be involved. So get ready. Piper, take it away. This is a no nuke swing. They want to build a nuclear reactor. They picked a spot that's just across the street. They They say we won't have any trouble parking. They say they'll keep the lawn so nice and neat. Well, I don't want no nuclear reactor staring through my window at me, so I told them, no nukes in my coffee. This is your part, sing. No nukes in my tea. No nukes in my backyard. They're just a little too close for me. It started with that first atomic weapon. The peaceful atom is your friend, they'd say. Just let us have another $1 trillion and we'll be building new bombs every day. As if we didn't have enough already to blow the whole world away. Everybody, no nukes in my coffee. No nukes in my tea. No nukes in my backyard. They're just a little too close for me. No nukes is good nukes. I've heard it said before. The only thing those nukes are good for is a big old nuclear war. Ah! Everybody go to your shelters. No nukes is good news. At least that's what I hear from all of you. The only thing those nukes are good for is a profit for those profiteers. They want to build these nuclear devices. It's up to us to stop them while we can. People all the world around the world uniting to save their homes and countries from that plan. All of us have got to work together and get a little nuclear ban so we'll have no nukes in our coffee, no nukes in our tea, no nukes in our backyard. That's just a little too close for we. No nukes in our coffee, no nukes, no nukes in our tea. No nukes in our backyard. That's just a little too close for me. That's just a little too close for me. That's just a little too close for me. Thank you, no nukes, nuclear free. Thank you, People Music Network, for doing this. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I would like to now introduce last performer for this this chapter, which I call part one of the concert. And again, a dear friend, I'd like to introduce you to Lindsay Wilson. Lindsay?
Yes. Thank you, Shar. All right, ladies. It's a beautiful thing when we bring swing into things that are not necessarily happy. You happy. And that you're swinging. And I love it. I just love it. I was singing along with you. And we need songs like that to kind of lift us up, especially, in situations with nuclear war. It's such a serious topic, but you added the lift, a beautiful lift to it, that really there brings hope into the picture. And with that said, Thank you. Um, I wrote a song called How Many Times? And How Many Times is a song that's basically, it's written about asking the question, how many times do we have to go through this madness? We know the horrors of nuclear war. We saw it. And yet we get circled back around. We get somehow circled back around. And, you know, I would like to be able to say that, you know, eventually we will be able to see our own goodness times 3, the power that we have, so that we can break the vicious cycles of nuclear war. It really does start with us. It starts with a circle. So this song is called How Many Times? How many times must we walk in circles? How many times? How many times must we be uncertain? How many times? Well, I got a little bitty secret for you. The powers never wanted you to know that every second, every hour, we are taking back our power and no longer playing the game. It's a circle, is a circle after all. How many times must a child be taken? How many times? How many times must they be forsaken? How many times? Well, I got a serious question for you. How can we love children at all? With all the famines and the wars and all destruction galore. It's just a crying shame. I guess a circle is a circle after all. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. How many times must we walk in silence? How many times? How many times must we live with the violence? How many times? Well, I got a big announcement for you. We are the beauty
What a powerful ending to this part of the concert. And sometimes we don't have answers, but it's very important we ask the right questions. And how many times do we have to continue the madness? And I'd like to now introduce Joanne Tullerback to speak to us a little bit about the organization that has hosted this event. And it's called People's Music Network. And Joanne has been a wonderful organizer to make this happen tonight. And Joanne, if you might say a word or two about Lindsay's song before you make your announcements. Joanne Tuller.
Thanks, Charlene. Hi, everyone. I'm so moved. It's hard to think about talking about practical things right now. Lindsay, that was wonderful. And especially what struck me is like at the beginning when you sang about uncertainty, the melody was like making me realize, feel uncertain and feel confused. And then when it got, to the part about how, we can do it and, we've got something to say to you, right? The melody made me feel more strong and hopeful. So there you have it, the power of music. And thank you very much, Lindsay, which is what People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle is all about. And I know most of you here know PMN. So I'll say some things that are going to be already familiar to most people, but not everybody here, and talk a little bit about what PMN is doing now and expects to be doing in the future, near future. So the People's Music Network was founded 49 years ago. Next year is our 50th anniversary, to bring together people who are wanting to use the power of music in progressive social movements. And we consist of people who, like many of the folks who were singing tonight, singers and songwriters, people who don't like to sing in front of other people, but are interested in bringing music to movements, and lots of different folks in between, people who produce music or who do radio or who do all kinds of different things. And again, our mission is to promote the power of music and how central music is to making positive social change and towards social justice and peace. And this, presentation tonight is a wonderful example of, spreading the music around that works towards those goals. PMN is in a bit of a transition this year. The activities that we do these days are normally a couple of weekends a year, that are a combination of in-person and hybrid, that is on video. Plus, we have currently 3 online events every month. One of them is If I Had a Song, which the next one will be on Monday night, August 24th. And that's for people who are working on a song and would like supportive coaching and feedback on their song. And the other one is called Songs of the Spirit, which usually happens on the 4th Sunday of the month. And that's people singing on Zoom, sharing songs of the Spirit, whatever that means to any of us. And then this event right here is the third thing that we try to do every month, which is something on a topic that is appropriate for that particular month of the year. And those things have varied. At the moment, we don't have one planned for next year. One of the things that's going on with PMN is that we're transitioning from having had a half-time staff member to being all volunteer run. Basically, it was a financial issue. And as a result, we're kind of looking at our future and what kinds of things we want to be doing. And so I do encourage any of you who have a topic in mind and would like to, do what Charlene and Louise did this time and make a proposal that, let's do an online concert about whatever. Let's do an online concert about civil rights. Let's do an ongoing concert about climate change. Let's do an ongoing concert about, any of the things that we all care about. And you can propose that to PMN. You can email me, or just go to our website and email. You can email PMN at peoplesmusic.org. That peoplesmusic.org is our website, and make a suggestion. And we're open to that, and we can do all the technical help. And you can join People's Music Network, those of you who have not already, and then you'll get notices of all of these events. The other thing is that we don't ever turn anybody away because of lack of money. We have had that policy since the beginning, and people pay what they can. That's a really important principle to us because we want to include everybody that wants to be with us. I guess that's all I have to say about that. People can, at the end, we may have some time for questions. We may not, we'll see. So far, we're pretty good on our schedule. And so I'm going to introduce Louise Hetzler. There you are, Louise. I will set gallery later so that you'll see Louise bigger. And Louise will introduce our next singer. Thank you. And I just want to I'll say it again later, but for now, again, just want to really, really thank Charlene and Louise for putting this on, this wonderful concert.
Thank you so much, Joanne. So next up, we have Cleo Carol Knopf, and I will let her introduce her song, an original song called 85 Minutes. Take it away, Cleo.
Hi, can you hear me? I just wanted to say I thought Lindsay's song was very soulful, as her songs always are, but it was, as usual, soulful, and that always gets to me. So I wrote a song specifically for this event, which I finished not an hour ago. Well, almost. Anyway, here it goes. You're all familiar, I assume, with the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, who published a doomsday clock. And we are now closer to midnight, which is nuclear Armageddon, than we have ever been since it was originally published. 85 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock. Death watch over the world after the U.S. atomic bombs. Let's make a life clock and count the seconds to sunrise. On the peace clock, the world peace clock, how many seconds until we uprise? Oh, when is never again in a little over 2 years. The force of 6 Hiroshima's dropped on the strip of Gaza, where a child asks his mama, will it hurt if the bomb kills us? Mama says it does not hurt, and then she tries to smile. 85 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock. Death watch over the world after the U.S. atomic bombs. Let's make a life clock and count the seconds to sunrise. The peace clock, the world peace clock, how many seconds until we uprise? Who's taking us to doomsday? Same old man who kidnapped people from the African land. Same old man using genocide on the indigenous of Turtle Island. Same old man who is now bombing Iran. Same man for hundreds of years who counts his money by making us a trail of tears. 85 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock. Death watch over the world after the U.S. atomic bombs. Let's make a life clock and count the seconds to sunrise. On the peace clock, world peace clock, how many seconds until we uprise? Never again can only come true if people take power from the wealthy few. 800 U.S. military bases take our time, our spaces. Every act of revolution takes away from doomsday and stops the world clock of peace, where time becomes ours. 85 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock. Death watch over the world after the U.S. atomic bombs. Let's make a life clock and count the seconds to sunrise. On the peace clock, world peace clock, how many seconds until we uprise? Never again keeps happening again. Nuclear war to war on the poor. It's all part of Wall Street's lore. And how many seconds can you tell me did George Floyd say I can't breathe? We didn't stop the war machine then, and now no one can breathe. It's one planet we can't leave. It took 10 seconds on August 9th, 1945. 3 days after Hiroshima left almost no one alive to detonate the mushroom crowd and genocide men, women, and children for the power of the Western dollar. 85 seconds to midnight on the doomsday clock. Death watch over the world after the U.S. atomic bombs. Let's make a life clock. Let's make a life clock. Let's make a life clock and count the seconds to sunrise. Thank you.
That's terrific. And you just finished it an hour ago. That's amazing. Good
Pressure is
job.
good.
Good job. So I want to bring up the next person to comment on your song. Next we have Caroline Cutranio. And she's going to do a song that is one of my all-time favorites. I believe Melvina Reynolds, What Have They Done to the Rain? But Caroline, why don't you say something about Cleo's song?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I loved it. There was so much in there. I love the image of the life clock and the song. It just brought me back to, like, honestly, back to when I was in high school in the 80s with Reagan calling the Soviet Union the evil empire. And I remember going to bed at night worrying about, as a 15-year-old, whatever, worrying about if New York City was going to be bombed out of existence. And I had, dreams of atomic, this is what a young person had to dream about. But I love the image of the life clock. So I really wonderful songwriting there. Thank you so much, Carol. Yeah, so I know this is a song I think most, if not all of you are familiar with. I sang it a while ago, so I used to sing it at different shows a while ago. It's Melvina Reynolds, What Have They Done to the Rain? Still, unfortunately, very timely, and we don't have Ronald Reagan as president today. We have, I don't even want to say the name, who's president, and then we have the other one in Russia, two peas in a pod, and they have nuclear weapons. So it's the same thing going on again and again and again, right? And also this song, just the imagery of the rain, the smoke, the grass is gone, it also reminds me of climate change and the wildfires. It really gives me, it's kind of like a dual meaning because this definitely has to do with, disappearing children, dying children. The earth is dying, the rain has smoke in it. But it also reminds me of the wildfires that are happening right now in the Northwest United States that are and in Canada that they're decimating huge areas and sending smoke. There's smoke even in the atmosphere of New York from the wildfires. So I see this as like kind of a dual meaning song that didn't originally have that meaning, but now it does. But both incredibly important. So anyway, I'll just go right into it. So bear with me. You could hear my guitar, I guess. Okay, so. Just a little rain falling all around. The grass lifts its head to the heavenly sound. Just a little rain, just a little rain. What have they done to the rain? Just a little boy standing in the rain, the gentle rain that falls for years, and the grass is gone, the boy disappears, and rain keeps falling like helpless tears. And what have they done to the rain? Just a little breeze out of the sky. The leaves pat their hands as the breeze blows by. Just a little breeze with some smoke in its eye. What have they done to the rain? Just a little boy standing in the rain, the gentle rain that falls for years, and the grass is gone, the boy disappears, and rain keeps falling like helpless tears. And what have they done to the rain?
Wow. What a beautiful rendition of that. And
Thank
I'm
you.
going to bring up Sharon Abreu to comment on your song and sing her song. Sharon.
Well, you know what I want to say about, first of all, I think that was a beautiful rendition of What Have They Done to the Rain? And I love that our voices keep Malvina Reynolds' songs and these other great songwriters that, were such great inspirations to us, that we have the ability and the honor and the privilege to keep those songs alive and to express them in a fresh way through our voices. So thank you so much for singing that song. Okay, so I would like to do a song I wrote 10 years ago. My partner Michael Hurwitz and I, by the way, incidentally, Michael Hurwitz and I met at the People's Voice Cafe 28 years ago. So I just really appreciate this community, People's Music Network and People's Voice Cafe. Anyhow, so we were doing a concert to benefit the Golden Rule sailboat. You know, Veterans for Peace has this wonderful sailboat called the Golden Rule, and they were in our part of the country in the northwest tip of Washington State 10 years ago. So we got to go out on the boat and we did a concert for them in Bellingham, Washington. And I wrote this little song. It's called What is the Sound of Nuclear Weapons Not Exploding? And it comes from that, what is the sound, comes from a poster I bought in 1982 in Central Park at the Rally for a Nuclear Freeze. I had just finished my first year of college at NYU, and I went to that rally and I bought a poster which has hung on the wall in wherever my home has been ever since. And it says, you know, what is the sound of 51,000 and something nuclear weapons not exploding? So this is that song, and feel free to sing along, I guess muted, but if you're like totally inspired to unmute, I am not going to say don't do that. And it's quite repetitive, but it's short, and you can just fill in any weapon that you want to mention. Okay. If growler jets are the sound of freedom, I'll take the sound of peace. Wars keep the whole world in bondage, peace can be our release. Oh, what if we live by the golden rule? Seems simple enough to me. If that old rule were taught in school, how kind the world could be. What is the sound? What is the sound of nuclear weapons not exploding? What is the sound? What is the sound of a nuclear-free world? Oh, what is the sound? What is the sound of nuclear weapons not exploding? What is the sound? What is the sound of a nuclear-free world? If tomahawks are the sound of freedom, I'll take the sound of peace. Ha. Wars keep the whole world in bondage, peace can be our release. Oh, what if we live by the golden rule? Seems simple enough to me. If that old rule were taught in school, how kind the world could be. Here we go. What is the sound? What is the sound of nuclear weapons not exploding? What is the sound? What is the sound of a nuclear-free world? Oh, what is the sound? What is the sound of nuclear weapons not exploding? What is the sound? What is the sound of a nuclear-free world? Let's do one more. Let's see. How about F-35s? If F-35s are the sound of freedom, I'll take the sound of peace. Wars keep the whole world in bondage, peace can be our release. Oh, what if we live by the golden rule? Seems simple enough to me. If that old rule were taught in school, how kind the world could be. Oh, what is the sound? What is the sound of nuclear weapons not exploding? What is the sound? What is the sound of a nuclear-free world? Oh, what is the sound? What is the sound of nuclear weapons not exploding? What is the sound? What is the sound of a nuclear-free world? Woo!
That was terrific and very singable. A lot of just positive energy, just swaying to the music, singing along. And now I'm going to bring up
Thank you.
our co-host, Charlie Leahy, to comment on it and present her song.
Yes, that was a very lively and upbeat and powerful song that it just reminds me of, the kind of songs that, get our energy moving and inspire us to get off the couch and get active, not radioactive. So thank you so much, Sharon. That was amazing. The next song is a song by a woman named Kristen Lems, who some of you may know. She's an organizer as well, and she wrote this song probably a couple of decades ago. It's called Chernobyl. Just want to make one comment about Caroline's song. I was reading up a little bit about the song. It was recorded in 1962, and I just want to say I need to do more research, but I think it had a great impact because 1 year later, in the summer of 1963, John F. Kennedy and Premier Khrushchev of the USSR, they signed the most important treaty of the era, which was the treaty to ban nuclear. It was called the Test Ban Treaty to ban nuclear testing in the atmosphere, and it saved many, many lives. And I think that song had something to do with it. I really do. This is called Chernobyl. Here we go. I'll tell you a story that happened April of 1986. An explosion and subsequent meltdown caused damage that never can be fixed. Caused damage that never can be fixed. A nuclear reactor at Chernobyl, like so many others round the globe, did just what experts say cannot happen. Just like a bomb did explode, and just like a bomb did explode. Chernobyl, I vow I will use all my power to prevent the hour when our Earth shall live no more from nuclear accident. Oh, some it's a day to talk of heroes, those brave souls who put the fire out. Let's not forget those well-placed cowards who continue to bring these things about. Who continue to bring these things about. As horror hit the evening news screens and the depth of destruction became clear, the nuclear lobby voiced its new thing, that the only problem is our fear. The only problem is our fear. Chernobyl, I vow I will use all my power to prevent the hour when our Earth shall live no more from nuclear accident. Poison extends through the food chain. The death extends through the years. It comes with the wind and the fine rain. Oh, it knows no borders or frontiers. No, it knows no borders or frontiers. Cannot change what has happened. No, we cannot change what has passed. One thing's for sure, if our planet's to endure, this accident has got to be our last. Let's make nuclear power something of the past. Let's make nuclear power something of the past. Let's make Fukushima something of the past. Chernobyl, I vow I will use all my power to prevent the hour when our earth shall live no more from nuclear accident. Oh,
Wow. That was a very, very powerful song. Thank you for sharing that. Next, we have Colleen Cato, who is going to comment on that song and
well,
also
I
do a
don't
video.
think she's with us. She had a
Oh,
problem being here in person. I don't see Colleen, but she did leave us a video to play.
okay.
And I think Joanne is going to introduce the
Very
video.
good. Very good. Well, it was a wonderful song. I'll comment. It was fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, thank you, Charlene. So this is a video tribute that Colleen Cattell made. Colleen is a singer-songwriter from the Syracuse area in New York. And Anne Feeney was a very powerful, outspoken, loud, wonderful singer-songwriter who died a number of years ago. Sharon Abreu says that she thinks Colleen is in Ithaca. She actually lives on a land trust, and I'm not sure exactly what town it's in, but she lives somewhere in that upstate New York kind of region. Anyway, so thank you for the correction, Sharon. So Colleen made this tribute video to Anne Feeney, who was a singer of labor songs and all kinds of other ones. And so we've got these, two wonderful, powerful singers involved in this video. So let's see if I can pull it up here. Let's see. Okay, bear with me, folks. Uh-oh. I'm supposed to share this video and I'm not getting the share thing on my computer. That's very strange. Hang on. Okay. This may be my limitations here. Oh, there we go. Share. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So nod if you can hear the sound, because before we had some trouble with that.
Where did all these missiles come from? Don't say you built them in my name. We built them up, let's take them down now. Today we stop this deadly game. Take them down, we demand it. Take them down, for the planet. Take them down, in the name of Mother Earth. Take them down, we demand it. Take them down, for the planet. Take them down, in the name of a Mother Earth. I will not die for a border. Your sky is blue, and so is mine. I will not sacrifice the children for some imaginary line. Don't tell us we have no choice. Red, black, yellow, white, or brown. All together in Diablo Canyon, Hanford, Duke, and TMI. Take them down, we demand it. Take them down for the planet. Take them down in the name of a Mother Earth. Take them down, we demand it. Take them down for the planet. Take them down for the name of a Mother Earth. Take them down, oh, take them down. Take them down, oh, take them down. Take them down, take them down. Take them down, take them down. Take them down, oh, take them down. Take them down.
That was really a very powerful
See this?
song.
This
Very powerful song. Next, we have Lydia Adams Davis, who can comment on that song and present her song, Did I Miss the Demonstration? So, Lydia, wherever you are, take it away.
Well, to answer your question, I'm in Beacon, New York. That's 60 miles north of New York City, right on the Metro North line. And I had the honor of going to a conference a few years ago that Charlene, well, she made a video of me. So you will hear my song called Did I Miss the Demonstration? This is a very important description of a very courageous soldier. He's a paratrooper, and he was in the Vietnam War. He also had a law degree he was working on, and he just saw what was going on with the Vietnamese people, and he was just horrified that we had a part in that. So he was able to get an honorable discharge, and he went on home, and he went to D.C. and Congress and started fighting, you know, for peace and justice, and of that, of course, includes anti-nuclear sentiments. His name is S. Brian Wilson with 2 L's, so not to mix up with the Beach Boys. And he, I guess the most significant thing, if you can listen for the words he did with the other people in the Nuremberg demonstrations out in California, where they were taking trains down, aid to the Contras. The Sandinistas and all these folks were trying to stop the war and stop everything that they could, but this train on that particular day did not respond to a peaceful demonstration, and it kept roaring on through, and it just happened that S. Brian Wilson was on the railroad tracks at that moment, and the train ran over him and amputated his legs. But bravely, he's still walking on legs that work, and they're of course manufactured, and he's a no stranger to pain. Anyway, thank you. It's called, my cousins from California sent me newspaper articles. I felt like Phil Oakes because I was writing a song from a newspaper, and Phil Oakes is another one of my favorites. Okay, enough talk. I was only given 2 minutes, and I probably went over the time. So, Did I Miss the Demonstration? The story of S. Brian Wilson.
Did I miss the demonstration and the grand parade? Vietnam had gripped our nation. Oh, what promises we made. Politicians tore my life in two. undecided hand grenades. Stop the jungle for the victims who wouldn't haunt you from the grave. Guys like me who fought the front line then, we're all driven crazy, nowhere men. Some do drugs and some just pay the shrink. Though I used to, now I hardly ever drink. Did I miss the demonstration and the grand parade? Vietnam had gripped our nation. Oh, what promises we made. Tearing of the helicopter blades, wake me screaming in the night. Take my ears, my soul in trade. Just relieve me of this sight. I see faces, the ones I killed. I cannot watch my back for those I killed. Babies, mothers, tiny ancient men. There they die again, die again. Did I miss the demonstration and the grand parade? Vietnam had gripped our nation. Oh, what promises we made. Once again I raise my crying voice. Stop this war, we simply have a choice. Stop this war, stop my dead. Stop this screaming in my head. Stop these weapons and send them back. Stop this train here on this public track. Stop this train, stop, I'm dead. Stop this screaming in my head. Did I miss the demonstration and the grand parade? Vietnam had gripped our nation. Oh, what promises we made. Did I miss the demonstration? Oh, what promises we
Wow, that, Lydia, that's one of your finest. That is one song that is gonna stick in people's memory who hear it. It's just keep using the word powerful, but this really is the kind of song that if you played it, or if people that were in charge of the government of all the world could hear the song, it could stop all wars, you know? Just to realize through the powerful emotion of a song that brings out emotions in the listener, the horrible horrors of PTSD and all the aftermath in one song. So that was very moving.
Well, thank you. Pete would appreciate that because the song can change the world.
That's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
I just want to say I thought it important to include that song tonight because Lydia somehow managed to channel the voice of a male who was trapped because politicians tore his life in two.
And the
he was suffering
psychological problems
trauma.
trauma, that's the word, the psychological trauma that lingers long after the shots have stopped being fired. And yeah, exactly.
But he's quite an activist today, so he's not sitting
Yeah.
around feeling sorry for himself.
So it's now it's now my turn to introduce our co-host who's going to perform for us a very special song, and her name is Louise Hetzler. Louise?
Thank you, Charlene. So I guess I might have one of the oldest songs here. I think someone said they had a song from 1979. Mine is from 1978, and it's called Rays of Hope. Some people say the die's been cast, their days of hope are in the past, but hope is the thing that keeps me sane. I say nuclear power is on the wane. Oh, joy running through my mind. The energy solution wasn't hard to find, with the sun and the wind and the water flowing free. It's solar and wind and water power for me. The man against nature mentality, spraying poisons in the air, dumping garbage in the sea, will have to be changed to letting it be, living with nature in harmony. Oh, joy running through my mind. The energy solution wasn't hard to find, with the sun and the wind and the water flowing free. It's solar and wind and water power for me. Oh, thank you. So, what's next? Am I introducing Joanne? I think I am. Joanne.
Okay, we have Joanne. You can introduce our next artist who came in towards to be at the end unexpectedly, but we're so glad she's here.
Okay.
Joanne, do you want to introduce our
Sure.
final?
Jill, are you still here?
I am
Great.
here.
Wonderful. Okay, so this is Jill Friedman. You got to mute Jill until I finish because we got to echo. Okay.
Oh.
Or maybe Charlene. Somebody has to mute. All right. This is Jill Friedman, a longtime PMN member and wonderful singer. And Jill is gonna. You still gonna sing the same song you were? Okay. I don't know who wrote that. Maybe you do, but it's an old song about Hiroshima that many of us probably know. Thank you, Jill, for coming on and singing that.
Okay. Am I on? Am I good? Okay, great. First, I wanted to say that I have been a part of a group called Back from the Brink, which came out of Physicians for Social Responsibility, who had won a Nobel Peace Prize. And I have been so busy passing these out in the past few weeks, but I put preventnuclearwar.org in the chat so that you guys can follow up on that. But I have made this kind of like one of my major things because I figured nothing else was going to be in existence if we had a nuclear war. And the more I learn about it, the more scary it is, because I have, as you can see in the background here, my grandkids and my kids. And so this is a song about a little girl. I was going to do a song that kind of goes, do you remember they balance the budget on the backs of the poor? It's like a drinking song, right? Well, we kind of changed it with my grandkids to I'd rather eat cake than have nuclear war. And we made it into a funny song. But this song really, really, really touches my heart. So I'm going to sing this song. It's called I Come and Stand. And it's by Nazim Hekmat, who was a Turkish poet who wrote it in 1966. And Pete Seeger put some music, did a little different arrangement to it. It's in Rise Up Singing. It goes like this. I come and stand at every door, but none can hear my silent tread. I knock and yet remain the same, for I am dead. I am dead. Although I'm only 7 when I died in Hiroshima, so long ago. I'm 7 now, as I was then. When children die, they do not grow. My hair was scorched by swirling flame. My eyes grew dim, my eyes grew blind. Death came and turned my bones to dust, and that was scattered by the wind. I need no fruit, I need no rice. I need no sweets or even bread. I ask for nothing of myself, for I am dead, for I am dead. All that I ask is that for peace you fight today, you fight today, so that the children of this world may live and grow and laugh and play, may live and grow and laugh and play. Thank you.
Thank you,
I just
Jill.
want to say I'm so happy that we ended with that song. I actually feel it's coming full circle because Diane Doolittle played a flute version, another tune that I used when I performed that song, and her flute version was called "Little Girl of Hiroshima" as well. And I just want to say, if you wouldn't mind, Jill, can you make a final comment about Louise's song about renewable, clean, truly clean energy that she sang?
I
I,
actually wasn't able to hear a whole lot. Some of it was staticky, so I didn't get the whole smooth thing of it, which I'm sorry about. But what I did hear was very beautiful and very pure. There was a real purity to it.
Was
Yeah.
everyone else
Yes.
experiencing a staticky thing when I sang, or no?
no,
Oh, that's good.
No,
no,
I was
no.
scared there
I
for a
think
minute.
I'm having computer problems because I couldn't
Yeah.
hear the flutes and other things too. So, but anyway, thank you.
These are the, since we've switched over to doing a lot of activities, our People's Music Network activities online, I see Sharon saying time. Yes, I'll be very quick. Um, we we've experienced this, that on the one hand, we get to be together across time and space that we normally wouldn't. On the other hand, we do sometimes have technical problems, and that's just, hopefully those will continue to get better. Charlene, do you want to do thanks or you want me to? Looks like Charlene may be frozen there. So I want to thank all the performers. Thank you all who came tonight. Thank you, Charlene and Louise, for hosting us, and Eric in absentia for helping us with the sound check. This is a wonderful, occasion, and a fitting tribute, I think, and a fitting remembrance for what happened all those years ago, and that we hope will never happen again. And that's part of our job, is to see that it doesn't. Um, I will put the People's Music website in the chat in case anybody wants to check it out. It's peoplesmusic, all one word.org. And hopefully we'll see you at future PMN events. So again, thank you, everyone, and good night.
Joe,
Night.